All right, so the next attack we've got, this one's actually going to be coming from Dirty PP Pants. We just call him Dirty. He didn't want us to post this, but you know what? We're going to post this anyway because this is your first attack, and even if you didn't like it, you still three-starred this base, and you need you need some way to gauge where you're moving with respect to how this attack works. So you can use this later to laugh at how much better you are at this particular attack strategy. But for right now, let's go ahead and just watch how this all went down. And one of the toughest things with AQ walks is again picking the side. When you attack the corner of a base, one of the things that you have to note about the way that she targets, try to imagine a circle in front of her or an arc. Any building that's, it used to be the case that any building that was undefended, she took priority over. But then, there were some changes to the targeting mechanics, and now it's anything that falls within that arc. So that's why when you're faced with this arc of buildings like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, she could target any one of these buildings, or at least in this particular case, whichever one's closest. And this is where when you're trying to plan out or divine which direction she wants to go in, you have to take some educated guesses as to what the order of operations is going to be. So which building goes down first, which one goes down second, third, fourth, fifth, and then what direction she'll move in, and that'll give you kind of an indication of what direction to expect her to go in. Now, it's not always going to work out that she's going to go in the exact direction that you want her to go in, but that's not that big of a deal because just intercept her wherever she is, or if you have to, just go ahead and attack the other side of the base. She has her healer support, and so long as she stays away from the air defenses, she can run unmolested throughout the exterior of the base until you're done. So in Dirty's case, that sort of happened here, where now she's targeting north, she's targeting south, she's targeting east. And it's kind of a question as to which way she's going to go. She'll probably go for the Wiz Tower next, and then he's trying desperately to get that funnel cut. And now the AQ's finally onto the interior of the base, so at least one air defense is down, which is going to give him some time to recharge the AQ. But he did have to pop his ability a little prematurely. The positioning of the golem, you want the golem tanking at least a couple of point defenses. Really, to go 1-to-1 is not the best application of that. But again, this is just a diagnostic raid. Everybody gets these first attacks where they just need to go and suss out what they need to work on. Um, I can't stress enough how important it is to just go through the process to see where you fail. And you're going to fail in a lot of different places, but that's not that big of a deal because once you see what's failing, you know what to work on, and then you can improve it for the next attack. But mind you, we're only 90 seconds into the raid. 30% of the base is already destroyed, and he hasn't even started the main portion of his raid yet. This is one of those ideal scenarios where he's got enough DPS left in the kitty that he can just go and just run gangbusters through the space. And as a Town Hall 10, you have to be able to go and attack a max TH9 base and bully raid that base any way that you can. This is just another tool. You can use Go Wipe with lots of jumps. You can use La Lune or whatever. But this is just another way. If there's a particular base that's susceptible to this type of attack, this is the type of thing that you need to know how to do, regardless of what you're comfortable in. And these serve the foundation for a lot of different styles of attacks later on. So he's a Town Hall 10. He's got a lot of margin for error. He probably ended the raid with 22 hogs or 21 hogs, but it is what it is. Everybody's got to start somewhere, and this was his. So again, as far from an execution standpoint, he got the Giants distracting the point defenses perfectly. I saw no issues there. He picked more or less the right spots to jump into the core of the base, and he did 3-star the base. So this was a success from that standpoint. And what we're starting to see is people are starting to look, as they get more comfortable with the attacks, they're looking for harder and harder bases to go and take out. So I'm glad to see that, and I'm glad to see that people are getting more comfortable with this attack. Just in the span of a few hours, people are already starting to understand the mechanics behind it, and they're already improving. So great job there, Dirty.